What's up, Stu?
Hello, Jim.
I played our cool intro video, which will, of course, get cooler as time goes by.
I like the
So
new intro.
there you go. Hey, Stu,
Yes.
nobody buys the cow if
If
the milk is
it's free
right.
or vice versa.
What? Nobody buys free milk?
Nobody buys the milk if the cow's free, or nobody buys the milk if the cow. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know how that one goes, but yeah, I knew what you were
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
Probably
So,
goes with kind of similar to what you were saying in your article today.
and what was that?
I don't know, but I have been plagued with that disease as well of giving away stuff for free. Not
Okay.
selling my best is a why we should always charge for your best training.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, free versus selling, and why you should never give away your best stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So, let's talk about that for a minute. Now, you said you've been guilty of that in the past. What do you mean you've been guilty of giving away too much free stuff versus selling it? You've got like 8,000 books that you've written.
That is true. I do sell those, but how I built those books,
Uh-huh.
I gave away for free. And what I mean by that is like the training that I do locally here with young men and women who are preparing to serve, I
Yeah.
train them for free. But I also have, I guess, utilized that free access to training as um, test and evaluation, research and development for those books.
Okay.
So that is kind of the, I guess, the secret behind the sauce of what I do sell. But I do give away a significant amount of my training for free.
Okay. So I feel a little bit like your therapist right now, with you
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah,
talking
yeah.
and me
Just talking.
shutting up. How
Well,
do
when I
you?
read your article, I was like, huh, yeah, I guess I kind of do this, but I do it for this reason. Um, so I'm a little bit on the, little bit to the, somewhere on that spectrum of free and sell my stuff. So
Okay. So first of all, you're not alone. Welcome everybody. What's up, Dave? What's up, Vicky? Um, there's a lot going on here, and
yeah,
it's not as easy as saying, you giving away too much free stuff. I've heard people say you're moving the free line. You want to give away, and then they'll value you. And I've heard all of this for the last almost 30 years, going
yeah,
on, since 1997. And what I can tell you is that if you if you if you give away the milk for free, nobody buys the cow. However, it depends on how much milk you give away
mm,
and when you're giving it to people. So if you give somebody a sip of something, that makes them thirsty. If you give them the whole gallon, or you fill their fridge or fill their freezer, they got no reason to pay attention to you. So
mm,
it's a matter of degree. How much are you giving away? Also, there are stages of information. There's what to info, there's why to info, there's how to info. So there's different degrees. I can tell you all day long what to do. And if you don't know how to do it, you need what I'm selling.
ah, gotcha.
If you already know how to do what I'm selling, and I just tell you what to do, like you understand the steps and the mechanics, then you don't need what I'm selling. That doesn't mean you don't need me. It just means you don't need what I'm selling or what I'm offering right now, which means I can change my offer, or I can go after a different audience. or I can build a relationship with you and then have something later once I get to know who you are, what you need. So let's use an example from your business. I found you because I was looking to be able to do pull-ups, do more pull-ups, right?
Right.
So I found you through social media around pull-ups. Now, there's more to fitness than pull-ups. There's push exercises, there's core exercises, there's leg exercises, and then there's cardio. When I first met you, these were the 5 things that you talked about. That was
Yes.
it. That was the whole Stu Smith universe. All right. Then what happened? Well, you got old and, and your customers started getting old.
Yep.
And so you introduced mobility. All right.
Yeah. True.
Then you started realizing, mainly because of me haranguing you, I like to think, that you needed to start talking about the mental issues separately. They were baked into what you were doing when you
Sure.
were doing stuff with kids and all that good stuff, but you never kept it as a separate thing.
True.
So this is one of those things that once people I mean, dude, there's like 4 or 5 different ways to do pull-ups, and that's it. There's a few different grips, and then you either are going for a pyramid, or you're going for supersets, or you're going for, load over time. I mean, that's pretty much, once you understand that, that's pretty much how it works.
That is true.
So where you had people that knew what to do, knew how to do it, now you introduce new stuff, and they got a reason to buy from you.
Ah,
So does that mean this stuff's not good anymore? Does
no.
that mean you're giving away your best stuff? No. What it means is that you understand that it's not as cut and dry as this is free and this is paid.
Right.
This is free to either. So the purpose of free stuff is to engage with people. So it's to attract attention.
Get eyeballs.
Right. It is to maintain a relationship with someone who's already in your universe. That would be in the form of your
Articles, blogs, yeah,
newsletter,
yeah,
the
newsletters,
stuff that you send out.
videos. Yeah.
And this is another thing I want to talk about, okay, is that people don't just pay for, we'll come back to this. People don't just pay for the information or the knowledge, they also pay for convenience. You got a ton of crap spread out everywhere. The problem is it's spread out everywhere. Now it's spread out everywhere because you're mainly using it to engage people.
True.
But if they want to solve a problem that you are helping them to solve, which is to not be
Nice.
fat couch potato or to be a special forces, god or goddess, that's what they want. They don't want a research project.
Right.
Yes, you could go out and search out everything that Stu Smith did. You could even ask AI to search out everything that Stu Smith has done and have it compile everything. Great. But you still have to put out effort. So people pay for convenience. So don't think that once something goes out for free, it has no value.
Right.
So we use the free stuff to engage people, to maintain relationships, and then also to do research. That research takes a couple of forms. One is, what are people interested in? And in the sake of Stu giving away free trainings, does it
Work.
blend? You remember that? Does it blend? They would put stuff
Mhm.
in the blender and stuff, but does it work? Okay, I always know when Stu's testing something because I have different stuff showing up in my workout than normal. Hey, I just remember, what is this? This is not the same thing as usual. So the cool thing is, if you're giving away free stuff to do your research and somebody bitches, guess what? It's worth what you
Pay for.
Paid for it. Okay, quit your bitching. So free stuff has value to them and it has value to you. But you can't necessarily, unless you're trying to make your money as a, what do they call those chuckleheads on YouTube, that's all they do? They make videos and that's how they make their money. What do they call them? Content creators. The creators.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah, yeah.
creator. That means you're poor unless you're trying to be Mr. Beast, which there's only one Mr. Beast. You got to have something that you sell people. So what are people willing to pay for? Well, they'll pay for convenience. And what does convenience actually mean? It means I don't have to go look or search. What else does convenience mean?
It's right there. I guess it's
It's easy
just
to access.
easy to access. Yeah.
Okay. What else do I not have to do, which is probably the thing that most people avoid doing their whole lives if possible? Starts with a T, ends with a K. We're playing Wordle. I'm missing a word. I'm missing a letter. No, I'm not. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
just say it.
No, I want you to figure it out. It's hangman. What is it that makes nobody wants to do? Anybody in the comments? Starts with a T, ends with a K. We're playing copy and content hangman. Okay, I'll give you the middle letter. I.
Think.
There you go. Yeah. People
Susan
don't want to
hooked me up
think.
on that one.
People don't want to think. Susan's
that
my
makes
Wordle buddy. They don't want to think. They don't want to have to look. They want easy access to it. They're paying for convenience. I mean, you think about anything that anybody wants to do. And that's one of the things that AI is coming in, artificial intelligence means I don't have to think about some stuff. But if you lose that muscle too much, you're going to be in real trouble.
True.
But people pay for convenience, having all the information, having all the videos, having all the instruction, all that good stuff in one place.
Right.
Now, they also pay for access. What is access? Well, access to you.
Yeah.
Access to your results or stuff that you're doing. Okay. So why do I pay you to coach me every month and have for like over 10 or however many years it's been now? Why do I pay you to send me workouts? Why do I pay you so that I can text you and let you know what's going on in my life so that you can adjust the workouts? Why do I pay you so that I can call and talk to you on the phone and say, hey, dude, I got this going on with my heart, or this is going on with my knees, or this is going on, why can't I just do that with YouTube videos?
Yeah. It's accountability. It's suggestions, getting better ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
they're paying for your experience. Yeah. Experience, relationship. Okay. Wisdom. That's what they'll pay for. And the other thing is you got to understand that people, you got to understand the value of what you do or don't have or what you're offering. So any chucklehead can show people how to do a push-up. There are guys with really popular videos who are former prisoners who are just teaching people how to do pull-ups and push-ups and stuff, talking like thugs and showing people how they got swole on the yard. Okay, they're buying into that thing to a degree. But in the end, they don't have anything to sell. They don't have a book. I mean, what's the natural thing that all these content creators do? What's the thing? What's their their number one thing that they try and sell once they get a little bit of a following? Merch, right? Everybody's got
Yeah.
their merch, or they're hawking supplements, or they're pushing stuff through an affiliate link,
Yeah.
but they still don't have anything on the back end of their value ladder, because they either don't know how, or they're not capable of creating anything other than what they're doing. So there's no depth. So what we need to understand is that if we're going to build a business around information, around helping people, around coaching, around training, we have various levels of stuff. Part of that is you need to have your value ladder planned out. So you have a plan for where you're taking people. Free stuff to a book, to a coaching program, to a mastermind, or free stuff to a book, or free stuff to a course, to a group mastermind, to one-on-one coaching. Well, what does that look like for you? You have to have that path laid out, so that subconsciously, when you're doing the free stuff and then you have premium, you understand that premium has many different levels to it, depending on, really, if you really want to get down to it, what dictates the price of something is the level of detail and the level of access that they get. How in depth do you get teaching them how to do what they're doing? And how much access do they get to you, your team, and your resources and tools? That's going to dictate how much they pay. You can watch a 90-second video on YouTube that explains why you need a membership site and what you need to do. And
Yeah.
they'll tell you, just go get Go High Level. And it has this and this and this. And everybody's, oh my God, I'm going to go buy Go High Level. And then they buy Go High Level, and they're like, I have no clue how to target an audience, how to create a message, how to consistently create information or create stuff every month they keep coming back for, how to market it consistently, how to develop a relationship with the people. I mean, but that 90-second video technically tells you why and what you need to do to set up a membership site. But is that worth paying for? That 90-second video?
No.
No.
Yeah.
So another rule of thumb is that if somebody can know your entire secret sauce in a 30-minute video, you don't have any secret sauce.
Oh, there you go.
You really don't. Or you don't have secret sauce that you can just sell somebody access to your 30-minute video. So that's where you got to figure out, thinking in terms of not just the value ladder, but then this is also when you come into play with the 3 ways of being able to do something. Am I going to show people how to do it yourself? Am I going to sell them done with you, or am I going to sell them done for you? So if you have, if your 30-minute video can explain to somebody exactly what you do and the whole secret sauce is out there for everybody to see, then you better be looking at doing some kind of coaching or some type of either group coaching, one-on-one coaching, workshop, sprint, something where you're showing them step by step how to do it, and you're doing it with them so that they're getting feedback. And that's the other thing, part of access is the ability to get feedback from someone that knows what the hell they're doing. Or, hey, you know what? I'll show you exactly how to do it, but I've got something or someone or a system that will do it for you. I mean, one of the most successful, highest converting webinars that we ever had was for a software called 3-Hour Kindle Book Wizard, where we had that thing nailed. And the gist of it was, on the webinar, I would teach people exactly the system for turning an interview into a Kindle book. And then I showed them software, and I gave them all the steps, and I showed them everything they would need to do. And then I showed them software that did 90% of the whole thing for them. And all they had to do was just basically talk into a phone for an hour and a half and everything got done.
Nice.
And had like a 40% conversion rate, up to a 50% conversion rate on that webinar.
What is your
So,
quick saying that puts all this into a nice little sentence?
give them what to do, sell them how to do it.
There you go.
But that's not as easy anymore as it was before. Because now with AI, once you tell them what to do, AI knows how to do it. And when you start seeing these things like even vibe coding and creating scripts and creating just anything that AI can do, which AI is pretty much to the point now where if it's something that gets done on a computer, AI can do it. Coding, graphics, video editing, transcript. I mean, just anything. If it can be done on a computer virtually, AI can do it. So now telling somebody what to do in a lot of cases will enable them to be able to do it because the how to is filled by AI. See, it used to be, I'll tell you the what to, and then there's the how to, and then there's the result. Now, somebody knows the result that they want. Okay, the result hasn't changed. And you tell them what to do. And all they have to do is just plug in AI, and AI will probably get them 90, 95, 100 yards down the field. Now, here's the real kicker. Where we really are is if they know the result that they want to create, they don't even need to know what to do. All they do is just tell AI, make me this.
Yeah.
And so, how do we make money? How do we keep from being replaced? How do we keep from being steamrolled by this whole thing? Because now, if you think about it, this is an honest question, Stu. If you think about it, what do you got to sell? I mean, I can go ask AI, make me a workout like Stu Smith. Make me a Stu Smith style workout for the next 4 weeks to work on upper body strength and cardio for the summer. In fact, let's do that.
I already have it. It's frightening.
Okay, but I want to show everybody, okay? Make me a Stu Smith fitness style workout for the next 4 weeks that focuses on upper body strength and improving my cardio for the summer, divided up in Monday through Saturday, the exact way that Stu does it with his workouts, and give me the exact exercises, number of reps, include the warm up, the cool down, and do it in columns on a single sheet of paper for each week, Monday through Saturday, just the way Stu Smith does it.
Damn, that's a big ask.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'll make
I've
sure
never
it's full.
gone that far with it. That's pretty cool.
I've gone pretty far with AI, Stu. But easy, ladies. He's married. So I want to see what it comes. Now this is Gemini. I mean, I could ask Gemini, I could ask ChatGPT, I could ask Claude, I could ask Grok. You know, it all depends on. But I can tell you this: if I were to, and I'm gonna, with your permission, one of the things that works really well with AI is if you give it an example. So would you have a problem Oh, damn, it did it in Google Docs. Let's see if it.
Wow, look at that.
Oh,
Oh, we got the PT pyramid, pull up, push up, sit ups.
wow.
I will say this though, there's some pretty interesting. I'm not
There's not.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
telling you to do 80 push-ups. Okay. I mean, this. I'm not showing this like to rub your nose in anything. I'm
Oh
not.
no. I'm trying to see like, hey, would this make
Repeat
sense?
6 times 50 sit-ups. You are kidding me. I ain't doing
Yeah.
that.
But look at what you did the day before. Push
Push up.
ups.
Yeah,
Push ups.
it's
Look at the
not
day
right.
after. Bench
Yeah.
press. The day after. That's like 5 days in a row of chest.
Right. Now, here's what I could do. And I'm not now with your permission, could I upload one of your workouts as an example? Or
Yeah,
would
go
you
ahead.
rather I didn't?
I
Huh?
don't care. Go ahead. Like one of
Okay.
my things I send you?
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
I don't care. Go for it.
Okay. So redo what you did using this actual Stu Smith workout as an example. All right. So there's hope here because it's gonna.
There you go. It's got the splits better. Upper, lower, mobility.
Yeah. And then
There's
I can tell it,
progression. There it goes. Nice little progression.
put this into a Google Doc in landscape orientation. I've never asked it to do that before. Um, but here's the thing. It doesn't know me.
Right.
It doesn't know my objectives. Now, it could ask, I mean, you could say, okay, here's my age, here's my objective, here's my goal, here's where I'm at now, here's my current PT test score, here's my here's where I want to be, here's a couple of things that I'm dealing with right now. But at some point when I'm doing that, I'm violating the convenience thing. And
Sure.
the fact that I know all that stuff, is it's just doesn't, it wouldn't be the thing that I would do, if that makes sense.
No, I understand. Yeah,
Um,
and there's the accountability factor that you're missing and the
right.
check-in of like, "Hey, how's it going?" Um, you
Yes.
missing out on the human factor like you
And the
always
Stu
say.
Smith, Stu Smith texts me every morning at 6 with some picture of him
Forgot to
somewhere.
do that.
Yeah, I didn't want to
Forgot
say anything.
I was
You
doing
told on yourself.
mobility day today, completely forgot.
I enjoyed my mobility today. Um, and my point though is that you're absolutely right. If you're trying to make your money just off of information, that's going to be
Right.
really tough. So that's why we got to lean into the soul stories, observations, unique perspectives, lessons learned, basically your experience. You, and the way you get experience is by doing it, but you get experience by doing it and keep doing it. Because there's a bunch of people that did something a few years ago once or twice and are now trying to tell everybody what they did a few years ago. Does what worked a few years ago work today? Maybe.
Depends. Yeah.
It depends. But the point is that if you're just trying to do the old model of I'll give away some free info and then I'll sell them something, that's not going to work anymore at any meaningful scale because it's like Etsy. Have you ever bought anything off of Etsy, Stu? Do you know what Etsy is?
I do. My wife has. I have not.
Okay. Well, here's what happens on Etsy. Martha figures out something really cool to make. Bill figures out something really cool to make in his garage in his wood shop. Ernie, who's a blacksmith, figures out something cool to make in his blacksmith shop. And they start selling them on Etsy. And they do really well. You know what happens next? Assholes over in China rip
Oh,
them off and start
damn.
flooding the market with cheap knockoffs.
Wow.
And so, if anything that you do, that's why ads only work for a little while. Anything that you're doing where you're just selling straight info or some little widget thing ain't going to last anymore. It's not. I can look at your widget and then show your widget to AI, whether it's a vibe coding thing or something else, and have AI not just rip off your widget, but make your widget better.
Mm.
And then AI will write the sales copy, it'll write the ads, it'll write the workflow follow up, it'll write everything and create everything I need to go span the internet with that to put you out of business instantly
Ugh.
if you're only selling the commodity.
Right. No,
So
that,
what does it come back to? So Stu, let me ask you this, because you've been in business selling information basically as long as I have, or pretty damn close. You were putting it all together in 97.
yeah.
But I mean, what do? You tell me, based on all this stuff, what does Stu Smith do to survive, not just survive, but thrive in this new environment, seeing that AI can pretend like it's a Navy SEAL?
Um, I guess just be even more human.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I have learned over the last 25 years to um do more stuff because of technology, which might make me less human
What do you mean?
to some degree. Well, it's not um like an article I write is something I can get out to many people and not be personally involved in their reading it and understanding it and things like that. So I am just putting out information,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whereas, whenever I do live Q&As or social media, directing, answering questions, things like that, I can be more human for people.
Okay.
For
So
instance, I see a huge difference in my store the days I go live. It's almost like that live shopping, because someone says, "Hey, I'm training for Air Force Special Warfare. I do this."
how many books do you have sitting off camera?
Every one
You,
of them. Every one of them. Boom.
hey Stu, I
You know,
think I might want to be a ranger.
boom. Yeah, I got them all. Anyway, so I'm just like, here's what you need to do, right? So it's like online shopping almost. I feel like what is it? The
QVC.
QVC over here with
There
fitness
you go.
books. Um, but I see a big difference when I do that, and it has led me to think like maybe I need to do a couple more days of live Q&As. Yeah, it is free information, but I'm not necessarily giving them everything because it's a 45-second answer of a question.
Right. And then and if you
There's a
want
follow
more,
up. There's a follow
more,
up
get this book. If you want
every
more,
time.
check out this video. If you want more,
But
do
it's a
this.
human interaction with folks that I think what is what I see is driving my next generation of sales, and even drive the products into more personalized approach to training where, I specify training around your schedule, around your equipment, around your time per day and days per week and your goals, right? And we check in every day to make sure you're doing it. So it's the accountability factor.
And this is great. I want you to keep going.
No, thank you. No, that's just something I'm just seeing as, you know, I like AI. I use AI all the time, but I also am realizing that I think people are looking for a more human connection.
Yeah. That was the word that came in. I think people are lonelier. They're more connected, quote unquote, by the web than they ever have been. But studies have shown, or things that I've seen, people are lonelier and feeling more disassociated than they ever have.
Yeah.
And literally people, you see this whole, I don't look at it a lot, but like on YouTube, I've seen these videos occasionally pop up. There's this whole subculture of people who are alone in the middle of cities with millions of people. And they feel disconnected from everyone. And if you can help them to feel connected, if you can help them to feel heard, okay, I'm gonna share an example with you, okay? So there's tons and tons and tons of information out there on the web that teaches about atrial fibrillation and other things like that. Medication, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what could cause it, what doesn't cause it, what might cause it, what they thought did cause it but doesn't cause it, and what might give you cancer if you do it. And I mean, just all this stuff. Do not go look at videos about cardioversion. I will tell
Mm.
you that. Okay. If you're ever going to have it done, do not look at videos of it being done. It's
Oh,
disturbing. Okay.
okay. Lesson.
So hopefully you never have to have it done. It's not
Right.
fun. So my point is this. I had a friend of mine who said, "Hey, I know this lady who does coaching. She's an RN, but should be a nurse practitioner, just been doing it for forever, works in the cardiac ward somewhere up there and works mainly with veterans and guys who've been stressed out for forever and are develop heart problems and AFib and stuff like that."
Mm.
And he said, "I bet I can get her to talk to you. You should talk to her." And I said, "Okay, I'll talk to her." She's a coach. She does coaching. And I have felt very unheard
Mm.
throughout this whole process. I feel like doctors want to give you medicine, and if it alleviates the symptom, then they're like, "Okay, next." And all the stuff that's gone along with trying to get appointments and all this other stuff. And she listened to me for about 30 minutes and kind of helped me walk through and talk through what was going on and helped me to formulate a realistic plan of how to interact with the doctors I don't like to use all the fancy words, but she helped me learn how to advocate for my own care. And I had a really, really good interaction with the doctor or with the nurse practitioner that I went to go see. They took me off of the medication. They gave me alternative medication that I can take um, if something happens. But I never would have known to ask the questions if I had not talked to this other lady. Her name's Caroline. Okay. And I had watched every YouTube video I could find. I had had conversations with AI. I had, done all this stuff, but talking to a human being that knew what the hell she was doing and knew from experience what was going on was how I, in 30 minutes, got answers that will probably affect the rest of my life.
Mm.
How can
Damn.
you put a value on that.
Yeah.
Now, the funny thing is she didn't charge me, but she was doing it as a favor to a friend of mine. But I'm telling people about her. I will be an advocate for her for the rest of my life. And if something else comes up where I can pay her money, I'm like looking for how I could be of service to her.
There you go.
So there is value in this that is beyond money, but certainly can result in money. What you're saying is be more human. Live Q&As, whether those live Q&As are free or paid. And the funny thing is that a lot of times people won't pay for a Q&A, but if you include a Q&A as a bonus for something you are getting them to pay for, they eat it up like a fat kid on a birthday cake. But people are craving interaction, connection, somebody to just listen to them. And a lot of what's happening now is I think we're hiding from people.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, well, I just don't want to have to deal with it. I want to get paid and get out. Well, those days are kind of gone. It's back to the corner store where the owner knows you. They, hey, I forgot my wallet, but I really need this gallon of, hey man, catch me. You just, I know you're good for you.
I
Catch me
love that.
on,
Yeah.
And personalized options and accountability. And then baking into this your soul
Yep.
and your experience. That's what's going to keep you in business. And really, relationship. That's what it's all about.
Nice.
And you can be one of those wonder kids with the ecom business and the Ferrari or the Maserati or whatever, and the Barbie doll plastic wife and the quote unquote bank account. I believe most of that's just BS. But or you can be somebody who's making a difference in the world, and it is an impossibility for you to pour value into the world if you do it the right way. To
Yeah.
pour value into the world for you not to receive it back, multiplied over. Now, if you do it stupid, it's like that thing about if you cast your seeds on the rocks, they're not going to grow. You need to do this in a fertile area.
Yeah.
But I love what you came up with here, Stu, because
Well, thank you.
be more human. What's the solution to AI? Be more human.
Yeah.
That's dude. That could be our next
Yeah,
book.
we're going with that.
Susan said, I think there's also a difference between giving stuff away and trying to get them to buy versus giving stuff away altruistically for a good cause. Sure. Convenience also means I don't have to read complicated instructions.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
big. Or any instructions for that matter.
Yeah. And then Susan also said, I don't remember who said this. People don't want information, they want transformation. And that's a good one. And that really that ties in with the result, because any result that somebody really wants does result in a transformation.
Yeah.
And if we really want to get into that transformation, you got to be the change that you want to see in others. What are you doing? You trying to take
Taking
a picture of that?
Taking a picture.
No, you got to pay it. You got to pay for it.
I'm just writing the description for this video, and I just want what we talked about a little bit.
There you go. You can grab a screenshot of that.
Yeah. I gotcha. Nice.
But I think that's important. Maybe I'm just getting like old manness stuff, and they're like, oh, it's easy for you to say. but dude, I love this because
Oh,
this
thank you.
sums up so much that I've been trying to encapsulate. That it's you know what, chasing the almighty buck now. Yes, it's important. Yes, you got to make money. Yes, you got to do all that stuff. But I think that if you want to chase the buck, you better chase helping other people get the transformation, the result that they're trying to get, and know that that's going to be the result. Because just chasing the buck isn't going to work like
Yeah.
it used to. So cool.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, Stu, on the topic?
Yeah. I'm doing another live this week. In fact, I've always, since I came up with the Never Quit Mindset book and course
Uh-huh.
and audiobook that you bullied me into making,
I'm a son of a bitch.
Never Quit Mindset. I've been
Oh, that
wondering,
book.
I've been wondering how to, um, like keep it part of my just regular week. And so during the show, I came up with the idea of Friday will be my Never Quit Mindset accountability day on Fridays. And it's a live Q&A where I talk a little bit about the Never Quit Mindset and then how'd it go this week, you know, and talk about the end of the week accountability, um, and ways to hold yourself accountable and just things like that. So anyway, tune in Friday,
I
9
like
a.m.
it. I just thought of a little segment you could have in there.
What's that?
Something like it's never too late to end the week on a win. So
Oh,
if you felt like this week didn't go the way you wanted, it's never too late to end the week with a win. So what's a win you could have the rest of today or on Saturday that would negate some of the negative you might be feeling and would set you up for success next week?
hmm.
That'd be kind of a cool segment.
I'm all in it. Be my
And then
first show, Jim.
if it really takes off, then you could start having guests and then invite them to invite their lists as well, to really publicize it. So that's how you could
Yeah,
build your list. But everybody wants to talk about mindset.
yeah. And everybody needs to be more human.
Yeah.
There's your answer.
Yeah. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, cool. Well, lots of good things coming up. Those of you who are members of CopyandContent.AI, make sure you check the calendar. Make sure that you are. Oh, dude, you want to see something cool? I don't know
Sure.
if we got time. I don't know if we got time for this or not. You know what? Why not? So, Stu, I've been thinking, which is a scary thing. And one of the things I think we talked about this last week on genie hacking. I said, I used to kind of think that if I taught people about using other tools, it would somehow detract from what I was doing. And what I realized is that I can't, yes, there's a genie for that, but there can't be a genie for every single freaking thing. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, sure.
So when you've done something with a genie and you're like, man, I like this, but what else could I do with this? Or, hey, I got this, I want to go do this. And one of the things, and I know you're may or may not be familiar with it, but the Goin file, the kind of file that interacts with AI is what's called a .md file, a markdown file. And
Hmm.
it's basically it's a very lightly coded document. It's kind of like a text file, but it's got instructions for AI on whatever it is you're doing or working on. And so I was thinking, how could I create a bridge between copy and content and our genies and other AI tools, specifically various chatbots and stuff?
Okay.
And so we have gotten the mechanics built in now to what we're doing inside of copying content. And this isn't, I'm only have it in one place right now, but we're calling them Genie prompt packs.
Oh.
And I'll show you an example here inside the customer avatar junior. So let's, we're going to do this. You know what? We're going to do this. Let's create a brand new avatar junior using the easy button. So what would you want to do? Something like somebody with a never quit mindset?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have never quit mindset on Amazon, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to take your never quit mindset book. I'm going to take the sales copy for it. And this is just one way to do it. And I'm going to drop it in here. And I'm going to tell it, my avatar is the ideal reader for this book. So now I'm going to hit the easy button. And it's aspiring high achievers, unstoppable force under, oh, I like that, unstoppable force under pressure. Build resilience, mental toughness, transform your mindset and stop quitting, live life without considering quitting, transform your mind. Okay, this looks pretty good, right?
Yes.
Say yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so now we can click build and we see we got our avatar. We click on get results and you see something new here. We see text and we see MD file for markdown file. And you'll see we've got 3 different Genie prompt packs: avatar content ideas, avatar lead magnet ideas, and buyer language swipe file. So let's do lead magnet. We want to come up with some lead magnets maybe for this book or just to get people to do stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to download this. And you see over here in the downloads, it shows Genie prompt pack. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, you want to use ChatGPT or you want to use Gemini? You tell me.
I always like Gemini. It's just
Okay.
easier. But
So all I got to do is drag this .md file over here into Gemini, and I'm going to type in something to the effect of run this. And now it's going to take that MD file and all the cool stuff that it put in here about your avatar and everything, and it's going to start coming up with ideas, in this case, for lead magnets. So the pre-quitting inventory checklist, the comfort zone escape route, the 90-day mental toughness planner. And it's telling you, you know, main promise, connection, why they should opt in. Is self-doubt sabotaging your progress. So it's coming up with all these different ideas for what you could use as lead magnets for these people. And so instead of me having to just find the genie, maybe there's not a genie that does that thing, or if there's something to build on it. So now you can bridge between copying content and other tools easily and quickly to have it help you do some amazing stuff. So like this language swipe file one, I can drop that in there. So basically what this is going to do is it's going to, you don't have to copy and paste anything. You don't have to worry about how to prompt or reprompt or tell it what you want. It's like, hey, you did this work with the genie. If you want to do this, 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 and this, then just take it wherever. And this will work also with Genie Chat internally. But look at this: 20 phrases they say when describing their problem. I'm my own worst enemy when things get tough. I just start doubting everything. I have all these big goals, but the second the pressure ramps up, I find an excuse to slow down. Does that sound like anybody with a never quit mindset or without a never quit mindset?
yes.
I tell myself I'm taking a break, but deep down I know I'm micro quitting.
Mm.
Okay. Look at this, 20 phrases they say when describing what they want. I want to reach a point where quitting isn't even a configuration in my brain.
Love it.
So it gives you all this stuff. And then we got this one other one, okay, coming up with content ideas. And this one does something neat, which I think I'm going to build into other ones depending on it. But watch this. So this is going to come up with some cool content ideas for me. Anatomy of a micro quit. Why your brain hits the brakes right after a breakthrough. So we got all these different ideas for this avatar. And then down here at the bottom, it'll tell, sometimes you wonder, okay, what should I do next? So we got next logical steps inside of copying content. It tells you other genies that you could go use after you've used, in this case, the Avatar Junior. Helpful trainings inside with the links to go into copying content to be able
Oh, look at there.
to be able to get them. And then even if you need some help, you can hire one of the coaches to give you a hand. So this is literally just got this baked into the software. And so what some of you'll notice too is that we got better naming for when we download it. When you download these individual results, they're named more effectively than they were before. But also, this is just the tip of the iceberg, beginning of what we're going to be doing, because now I can figure out what the next steps are and make it easier for you to do that, whether it's going to another genie or whether it's just, hey, if you want to do this and this, easiest thing to do is just go drop this MD file into your favorite chat bot, and it'll help you to come up with what you need, and you can just run on down the trail. So yeah,
that's cool.
A little tidbit of functionality now that I think is going to be pretty freaking cool. Actually,
I would agree.
So, all right. Well,
Nice
Stu,
work.
if they want to get in shape or they want to get a never quit mindset, where should they go?
StuSmithFitness.com.
And if you are not a member of Copying Content yet, you should be. Head on over to CopyandContent.AI. And if you are a member, go over and use the tools because they're awesome and we're always making them better. Everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.